everyone, my name is Justin Scott from 876invest and I'm here with my colleague
David Nunez, also from 876invest.
And we're pleased to bring you today our video where we'll be speaking a little bit about the real estate market transactions, the Jamaican stock exchange, and also we'll be touching a little bit on the American markets. Today is a very special episode that was actually requested to us by BGensJA, where they asked us to speak a little bit about the real estate market, the transactions, and some of the things that will help you going forward as you embark in a real estate journey. We thank you. I hope this video finds you well and enjoy.
So, interestingly enough, as young people, we think about real estate and we just say, yes, just get up and buy real estate, Justin. You see me? Just get up and buy some or something. That's for those who are interested in it, of course. But a lot of us don't know what it entails.
Right.
There are hidden fees. So if a house costs $10 million, you will not spend $10 million on your closing costs for this house. There are such things that you'll have to know about, such as the sales agreement, the stamp duty, the transfer tax. Things like these, also your realtor fees,
right,
also your lawyer fees, and your registration. Things like these is a must to know, Justin. And I tell you, it's very interesting to note because we're going to dive into some of these percentages. So back to what we're saying about real estate now, Justin. So we have the sales agreement, and we know that the sales agreement is usually between $60,000 to $100,000 or 0.4% plus GCT of the sales value. So this sales agreement is usually shared between both parties,
Right.
both the vendor and the purchaser. So also we have the transfer tax. So we know last year when the government came and tabled their new budget and so on, they spoke of transfer tax and reduction. Transfer tax is coming down from 5% to now 2%, and this is usually shared between both parties. So also you have the realtor fees. If you are utilizing the services of a realtor, and this can go up to 5%. And then we have legal fees, which is another varied fee. It can go, usually from what I've seen and experienced, it's usually from 1% to 3%. And just a disclaimer, I am neither a lawyer nor am I a real estate agent. So do not quote me, however, these are based off of my experience in acquiring real estate and the inquiry process throughout. So, BGens Jamaica, big up. So Justin, the next thing we want to get a look at now, the equities market.
Right, absolutely. So, as we've all known, the pandemic has ravaged the equities markets over early on in March, and has since then now has started to stabilize in terms of the massive sell-offs we would have seen as the pandemic had started, to now stable prices for the entire market itself. However, individual stocks have been shooting up, moving around, and with increased volatility. Right. So further on in this year, actually, because as you know, 876invest likes to focus on the future. We like to find value in the prices going forward. We like to find value and provide you with the information, and so you can stay ahead of the curve.
Yes, that's good, and that's exactly what 876 is about.
Right.
So, what have you noticed that has happened to the market since January, Justin, in Jamaica, that is?
In Jamaica, I've noticed that we've seen, well, particularly, there's been a lot less activity, especially in terms of market cap, since around February after the Trans-Jamaica sell-offs, where people would have been selling down their NCBs and all these other blue chip stocks to get into the Trans-Jamaica IPO, and then we were afflicted by the coronavirus. So since then, the market has been a little bit less on the large market caps, and has been now focused in more on individual stocks. These stocks would have been in the manufacturing and distribution centers. The financial companies would have been facing heavy expected credit losses, given the non-performing loans and the expectations of the general market and other stuff, right? So
and non-performing loans are now in double figures.
Absolutely.
And it's growing actually.
Absolutely.
So that's a good point right here. So non-performing loans, guys, basically speaks to people who have borrowed money and are having issues paying back this money. So that's non-performing.
Right. So this year we're looking forward to a whole lot of activities, a whole lot of good stuff. We were promised around 10 IPOs this year, I believe, just like in 2019. However, because of these strange conditions, a lot of companies have either table it or put it on the
back burner.
At the moment in time.
So basically what we've seen in a condensed move is that the market has been on a decline from year to date, January to now August. We are seeing approximately a 29% decline in the market value. And as Justin was saying about the market cap, we've seen a lot of these large companies' market cap going down because of huge sell-offs, because of fear in the market. So talking about fear in the market now, let's talk about the broader economy as a whole, the NYSC, all those other economies that are being affected by the corona. What have we seen recently, Justin, that really made you say, wow, you know, the coronavirus really brought life to a new set of companies? Well, not necessarily new, but existing markets, but not necessarily the big boomers in previous years.
Well, the US markets are currently really bullish at the moment. We've been seeing huge rallies with the S&P 500, the Dow Jones Index, and Nasdaq reaching all-time highs up to...
The S&P was at an all-time high just yesterday, 2 days ago. Yeah.
Right. So we've been seeing all these things happening where people have now been investing, or high volatility traders have actually been pulling out from previous companies where the prospects weren't as encouraging, they weren't as optimistic about it, and now start towards tech stocks like Tesla, Amazon, Netflix, Microsoft, all these companies. In fact, Apple has now been recently dubbed one of the most, in terms of market cap, one of the biggest companies.
One of the biggest companies listed.
Right.
They surpassed Aramco, which is a Saudi
Aramco, the gas extraction company.
Yes, they do. It's an oil giant, right? Yeah. They had the biggest market cap previously, and even look at ExxonMobil, a lot of those stocks that had to deal with natural gas and oil, you know, their market cap has been significantly impacted.
Absolutely.
And now, as you said, which correctly said, the tech stocks, the AI stocks, the 5G stocks, we've seen a lot of big moves from them. Big moves from the Tesla camp. Tesla just 6 months ago was like, what, $400? Now look at Tesla. We have Apple, which is now thinking of doing, not thinking of, but they're in the process.
They're on the verge of a 4-to-1 stock split.
A 4-to-1 stock split, which becomes effective August 31st and will be reflected to all shareholders by September. And we're looking for, which is, of course, then doing a stock split. So the stock price currently trades in around
somewhere
high 400s, 498 last time I checked.
Right.
So this stock price is going to bring back down the stock price to probably a little bit above $100. So Apple, I'm really watching. I like that stock a lot, Justin. You know, 5G stock, and they're scheduled to come up with their new phone soon. So I mean, I'm excited about that.
In times of uncertainty, we look to the innovators, we look to the technology companies, those who can provide future value for the money that we have today.
Definitely. Anyways, guys, just a quick market recap. Thanks for joining us. Bless up.